Hello everyone, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Unity of Command 2, a new World War II strategy game that allows you to fight through the campaigns in the Western theater of Europe from 1943 to 1945 as the Western Allies. So this game lets you play through the North African campaign, the Italian campaign, and the French campaign. We are currently two battles in to the Normandy invasions. We've successfully landed on the beaches in Normandy. We've successfully fought the Battle of the Bocage, but we are now trying to break out of Normandy, and this is the third and final battle in this phase of the campaign. That's the episode that we're going to be looking at today. This was taken from a live stream on my Twitch channel from a couple of days back, so I'm actually going to go ahead and step out, turn it over to my live stream myself, and if you hear me talking to the audience or other things like that, or you get a few notices or alerts that pop up, that's why. But with that being said, go ahead and sit back, enjoy, let me know your thoughts below, and I'll catch you guys at the end. All right. Normandy Breakout. Schaeff. You have finally breached the Bocage. Schaeff has activated Patton's Third Army, and your orders are to unleash his force into the enemy's rear area. Our supply situation is still precarious, and as such you are free to divert forces to capture French Atlantic ports. But do not lose sight of your primary objectives. The following units have been reconstituted by Schaeff after being destroyed in battle. A lot. Maximus D, thank you for the follow. All right. That's a lot of troops in a not so big area. Wait, we're all the way back by Kane? They changed the scale of this map pretty substantially. This is like a zoomed out map of the last one we were fighting. So we need to take Avranches, La Maise, Chartier, and the Paris suburbs to get our victory. We also want to take Saint-Nazaire, Lorient, Brest, and Lisieux for secondary objectives. Okay. I think we'll also want to see what we can... I prefer to mostly do like free upgrades where I can. Hey. Where I can do it. What's a Daimler? Is that like a bridge crossing thing, or? I wish it just auto... Oh my god, we're so crammed in. Moving unit... Unless there's a swap button that I'm not aware of, moving units around is going to be a pain in the ass. This guy is not going to be worth anything with one step. I'll spend 45 prestige to upgrade it. A double D Sherman! Why do I have to spend all this money to get our armor upgraded to something useful? I also don't think the casualties really translate into much of anything in terms of like what you actually are given as reinforcements, or what your units look like, how they're constituted at the start of a new battle. Okay, so we probably want some artillery on that unit. That unit. I want artillery in more or less all of my frontline units. It's going to be a wallop of a bombardment from those guys. Can I spend a little bit more to get more artillery? Yes, I can. Alright. So, I think that's going to do it for the battle prep. Let's move forward. Daimlers were armored cars. Okay, thank you. Alright, so now we are going to try and bombard the hell out of the enemy. And that accomplished nothing. So, like, where am I supposed to pull these guys back to? There's got to be like a shift button. How do you switch units? There's got to be a button that lets you do it. Does anybody know? How the hell am I going to break out here? I want to attack. Why would... Literally, I don't have room for a single unit. Thomas Hawk, thank you for the follow. Like, okay, great. We just successfully suppressed this Panzer unit. And now I can't do anything. Why does it give me, like, the little circle with a 1? To me, that implies there should be an ability to let them pass through. Dippy3333, thank you for the follow. Nice overrun. There we go. We managed it. We got the armor going. We didn't start the fire. It was already burning since the wheels have been turning. We didn't start the fire. Alright, we're gonna shift some troops around. Boom! Get wrecked. Okay. So, like, what am I supposed to do over here? Nice. Boom! All it takes is one breakthrough. It's gonna be an intense fight coming up. Alright, so... I don't really think I can do much else this turn. But I've destroyed a couple German units. I've made some progress. Got a little mini breakout. One German armored unit, one German infantry unit. Maybe two German infantry units, all destroyed. I'm guessing they don't have a lot behind in reserve. Okay. So remember, Avers, Le Mans, Chartier, and Paris suburbs are the objectives. So Le Mans is here. Paris suburbs over here on the right. Le Havre is a second. No, it's not even an objective? Really? It's a port. It'll bring more supply in, right? Maybe it's not a port, according to the game. It's weird. Alright. Well, that'll do it for the first turn. Let's move forward to the next one. They had problems with the AI in the switching command. That's kind of unfortunate. Rip to those British troops. Alright. That went well. Boom! Die, German scum! Alright, so I think we've... Alright, so we'll have them attack that guy. Bring this forward here to attack him. No, we're not going to do that. Okay. Alright, these guys are surrounded. Easy if we could... Alright, so maybe we broke their hold a little bit with that attack? No, we still didn't. God damn it. Okay, finally. Alright, so how's the supply? Still crazy disruption. That's so frustrating. What happened to the rail line that was running west in Cherbourg last turn? Alright. Well, we're not going to take, like, any of these objectives on time. But what does that matter? Alright, moving on. Yeah, Dunkirk was held on to for a really long time, Neuhauser. They just kind of isolated it and moved on. And that's one of those things that there was some thought afterwards of whether that was a mistake, because it basically kept Cherbourg as the primary port that everything was pulling through until ridiculously late in the campaign. Nice. We just got a bunch of stolen German supply. Break out, dun, dun, and feel the beat. I know that's not the words. All right. Success on that flank. Let's try and suppress these guys. Or just kill them, I guess. That's the other option. What's the supply situation look like? Theoretically, these guys will still be in supply. Meanwhile, we can't get the Americans to break out. Whoops. It's not actually what I intended. Okay. Alright, we're going to use one supply there. We're going to use one depot truck here. Still can't get these guys in freaking supply. Or break. I still can't get them to break out, that is. Okay. I mean, we're trading the German armor, that's for sure. Alright, let's see what's disrupted this next turn. 14 units have supply disruptions. Sounds fun. Bombard these guys. Nice. All right. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so attack there. Having the troops pivot around the German position should hopefully help. How are you out of supply? I don't understand. This game's treatment of supply is weird at times. Need some goddamn rail lines. Oh my god. Those guys got shot to pieces. So The Germans on the left here, we cut their supply line at the very least now. The railway moving into Brest is completely cut off. So that's good for us. We're on turn 4. We still haven't taken any of our objectives. That's a little bit of a concern. But our armor is starting the breakout pretty clearly. So that should help. Alright, we'll not try that one. What about this one? Alright, let's go ahead and move forward here. The poach pirates got there first? Nice. That's a new phrase I'd never heard before. Meanwhile, this is going to be a weird situation where the armor outstrips the infantry massively. We'll have to see if that even matters. 11 units are in supply disruption. Big tank battle being fought near Le Mans. Which is kind of ironic when you think about it in some ways. I can bring supply to our front. So what I need to do is this. I need to get this infantry around the German flank. We need to take this rail junction here, and then we'll be able to bring supply all along this rail line west. Moving up to the front line. At that point, I just decided, you know what? We're just going to take those casualties. We're going to be 100% okay taking those casualties. And we were, and we took them. So we finally took the objective. Our first objective is down. Le Mans may fall next turn. That'll be our second. Chartiers, which is going to be way off to the right over here, maybe our next. So I think what we do now, launch a feint against these guys. Bombardment here. Alright, so that's the situation over there. These troops are going to swing right. I'm going to need more troops on the right flank. What are these? More tanks arriving. I'm actually going to send them east, because Paris is east. That's what we need. I wonder if there'll be the historical German counteroffensive. The armored thrust after Cobra. There were German troops in Rennes. They were, like, scattered, but there were troops there. So I don't know if we can move in that scenario. Why? I wanted to frickin' It's annoying. I wanted to move the troops into that crossroads, but apparently because the way the movement points worked, they couldn't. Or something, I don't know. I mean, none of these movements really help us at all. Move them along that railway. Alright, so we're gonna bomb this German city. Or I guess not really German, but French, or whatever we want to call it. Return the flank. Alright, we need to strengthen some of these units. If we can. Alright. So I think we're good there. Alright, so I think the question is whether we're going to be making enough progress toward our objectives to actually take them. Le Mans should fall next turn, I think. Meanwhile, is there anything we need to do with, like, bridge repair? Nothing so far. But we do need to drive all the way to the eastern part of the map and take Paris and Chartiers, which are to the east of Le Mans, and I could do it potentially. I'm just not quite sure how vulnerable they are to that. The Americans can kind of focus on the western portion of the map and the ports, I guess. But yeah, so... armor showing up, some infantry reinforcements moving west, some additional armor coming west from Chartier, or however you pronounce that. Alright. Oh, we lost a British infantry division out of supply. Driving west, taking prisoners. Let's see here. Destroy those guys. Alright, do these guys have any reserves? Yes. Okay, good. Alright, I'm trying to get more reserves to the east. Although my armor might be able to do a lot of the heavy lifting too. You know, all this infantry is going to cross this way. That should give us railway supply. It does. Alright, so I'm going to link up via rail here. I need to clear this railway line. And for that, we're going to use the American infantry here. Or actually there's some British, there's some Commonwealth infantry too. Yeah, you can't take prisoners apparently. Even if you haven't attacked, you can't use that movement to take prisoners. Okay, so Samalo has fallen. Sinozari that's down here. There is infantry here. But there's not going to be any supply there. Well, these guys might have supply. These guys won't. So we'll have to focus on reducing that. Meanwhile, we'll move up Brittany with the American forces over there. Moving these infantry east to help with the drive on Paris. And there you go. Actually, have these? No, they've already attacked. Nice. Overrun and destroyed. Another one destroyed. Okay, so we've taken Le Mans, and now we're driving east on Chartier, which may or may not have German troops in it. It doesn't look like it does. Neither do the Paris suburbs. So we could, I mean, we're making a serious play at getting in behind them and taking those two key objectives really early, I think. You know, why don't we have supply along this railway? I don't understand that. Maybe if we take Saint Malo. We'll have to take out infantry at Lorient and Saint-Nazaire, however. But that's for next turn, which will be turn number 8. Oh, they blew the bridge near... Sure. I'm guessing they would pull some of these German troops out to Paris if they could to fight the Battle of Paris. My armor there really did, I think, do a good job of outflanking them. We can't actually take the city quite yet. Meanwhile, we probably need the 1st Canadian to move forward here. So let's do this. Let's move these HQs closer to the front. We'll base everything out of... Oh, I can't base out of Le Mans. The British are going to get stuck with whatever this small town is over here. Okay, up and around the flank. The Stux. Alright, so we've flanked them here. We might take both the objectives next turn, depending on where other troops move. Let's... So apparently we don't control that railway. Is there anyone in Lorient? There is. I do want to make sure I do control this whole roadway. Like, it's not... Are there repaired bridges we need to do? That could be it. Could be the fact that there are bridges that need to be repaired. That is why there's no supply along those railways. So maybe those bridges will help. Meanwhile, 1st U.S. Army is going to move its headquarters. Can 3rd U.S. move as well? They can. Alright, so those guys... I don't want to lose this tank unit destroyed because they're out of supply. Alright, let's see. I guess we're going to move forward then. I don't know if... Do we want to attack over here? Napa Stent, thank you very much for the follow. Yeah, I think we'll move forward to turn number 9. Which we need to take... Next turn is the turn for the secondary objectives that we have to take those ports. Which I'm not sure we'll be able to unless me rebuilding those 2 railway bridges will allow our armor at the front to get back into supply. I guess we'll find out here. When do you have to take Brest by? Is that also? Dirty Hobo, thanks for the follow. Or for the host, sorry. Okay, so these guys are all in supply now. So let's do this. Why can't we... Eek. No chance for them to run away? No? Alright, well I guess we won't take it by the... We need to take them all by this turn. This one specific turn that I can't take them by. Okay. Well, if I had played that better. But I didn't, so it doesn't matter. Alright, there's Germans in Paris now. Meanwhile, these British units need to repair some bridges. Nice. So we've taken that objective at least. Okay. We're advancing through France and liberating it. Alright, we'll link that railway up as well, which should give our troops in Paris a railway link. Actually, they already have one. I guess the rest doesn't matter because we failed all these by this turn. Yes, this is a new game, The Gambler. This is, or The Gamblurk, or Barrel, however you pronounce that name. This is a game that comes out on November 12th. It's called Unity of Command 2. It's the sequel to a 2012 turn-based strategy game called Unity of Command. You can guess it. Oh my god, that music. I feel like I'm being eaten by a shark. Alright, so Paris is ours. Okay. Alright, prisoners gives us points too, I think. I mean, I guess there might be a point to continuing the fight. It might be... Maybe we get more points if we take these cities or something. I'm not sure. All right. Move forward here. I'm thinking it's going to end after this battle. Destroy those bridges. Destroy them. Victory. Not quite as pretty as I would like, but a victory nonetheless. So we'll end the scenario here before I starve more of my soldiers. We scored better than the last time, better than the Breakout in any event. So the Normandy Breakout, 158. We're up to 1739 for score. I have no idea if that's good. We have 305 in prestige. We had over 500 after Overlord. Ever Lancaster Saturation Strike. Yes, please. Elite Reinforcements or Theater Asset or B-26 Bomber. I'm going to go with B-26 Bomber. I don't really care about the Mosquito Recon, though. Can I get rid of that? And we'll go with Elite Reinforcements for free. Okay, so we have 237 prestige. So campaign milestones: follow the fascist regime in Italy. ERRID milestone: West liberate Africa. I'm guessing that's an error of some kind. It is conference time. So Northern Europe is about to have 4 missions here. We'll have the Operation Dragon or Dragoon here in the south, with the invasion of southern France. We'll have the race across France. We'll have the advance to Antwerp. And we will have Operation Market Garden. So 4 missions there. Meanwhile, the Mediterranean Theater is going to give us 1 more in Italy here. The Gothic Line, which is going to be the northern Italian defensive line in the mountains that I think thwarted the Allies for quite some time. So that's the situation there. It is a conference here, so we have a whole bunch of armies additionally that we can spend some prestige to upgrade. Our Mediterranean armies, ironically enough, are probably our best. Our European armies are not quite as good. I am going to spend money to make sure that everybody has the ability to do bombardments and shock attacks and set-piece attacks, because I do think that that's important. So a lot of these units don't have that. Granted, I hate the idea of spending all my money on that. I don't even use... I use the feint a fair amount, but... 10, 10, 10, 10... The Free French need better logistics. Alright, so we're upgrading our logistics as well on many of those units. The 1st Canadians. Everybody has, well, the 1st and the 2nd British, American and British armies have 11 range with their supplies. The 3rd US has 10, Canadians 10, Army B 10, and 7th 10. Meanwhile, I was a little bit profligate with my prestige when I was fighting in Italy, not thinking I should be banking some of that. In any event, no more prestige left over, and that'll end the conference. So the next battles are either Operation Dragoon, or the Advanced Antwerp. They appear to happen around the same time. Both are in August of 44. The Mediterranean Theater allows us to fight the Gothic Line, which is also August of 44. There's something about the Italian campaign that I really do enjoy, but... All right, and that's going to do it with this episode of Unity of Command 2. This was episode number 11 in our series, looking at this new strategy game, and we've successfully broken out of Normandy. So we've taken Paris, we're in the process of driving on Germany, we're about to land in southern France. There's a whole slew of new campaigns and operations that are going to be occurring, invading in southern France, the Operation Market Garden, the attack in the Gothic Line, to name a few. We have 5 battles coming up in this phase of the campaign before our next conference. But with that being said, that will be for next time. I hope you guys enjoyed the video this time and continue to enjoy the series. As always, please let me know your thoughts, your comments, your concerns. Are you playing Unity of Command 2? Are you enjoying it? I'd be really interested to hear what your thoughts are. I'm very impressed by the game so far, but I know everybody's looking for and has different opinions on different things. With that being said, as always, guys, thank you for tuning in, and until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.